right, good evening everybody and welcome. It's Saturday night, which means one thing: we're live here with the Cyber Racing Association's Homes Now, Not Later Super Speedway Series. Tonight we are back here at Talladega Super Speedway with the open trucks, and as every time we've seen these trucks out on track, it is definitely one hell of a show, as you can tell who's put in the time for the setup and who is lacking the setup. But as usual, tonight we will be going 90 laps, 3 stages. The drivers have one quick fix, 30 lap stages, full fuel, and you have to pit once per segment, so there'll be 3 mandatory pit stops. And a new thing that you might be seeing here on the relative here, you can see that the 7 there next to the 99 of Thomas Labar, he is locked in to the Super 7 round, as he is last week's winner at Daytona with the K&N cars. And the rest of the drivers that you'll see scrolling through the ticker up there with the asterisk next to their name is inside the Elite 11. So those are 2 things to be watching tonight. All these guys with the asterisks, that's a hard word to freaking say on a normal day, let alone a day when you feel like total shit like tonight, but I'm going to soldier on and do the best I can. Those guys are going to be racing out along with everybody else to see if they can get locked in, but as of right now, we're going to see who from the Elite 11 is going to transfer over into the Super 7. As we're getting ready now to wrap things up here in qualifying, fastest time on the board for qualifying goes to the, or not qualifying, practice goes to the 87 of Raymond Rittenhauer with a 48.457. And now as we move over into qualifying, we're going to see who is going to set that truck on pole tonight. My guess is it'll either be the 81 or the 3. But then again, with this being an open set, you never know who's going to have the fastest lap. You see there the 26 of Daniel Holloway. The 81 there of Dale Jr. as we call him, but Mark Jorgensen Jr. That 26 right there is one of our Elite 11 drivers. And while we are in qualifying, we might as well go ahead and bring up an important issue. I know it sometimes tends to be like a broken record, but putting these leagues on takes a lot of money. It takes sponsorships. It takes all kinds of things to pay the bills, from the broadcasting end to running the server, paying for the time, paying for the payouts for the race series and all that. And we want to take just a minute or 2 here to acknowledge and kind of focus on the series sponsor here with Cyber Racing, being Homes Now, Not Later. They're a non-profit group out of Bellingham, Washington, that their goal is to completely eradicate the homeless, and they're 100%, it's all done through donations. And if you guys look down in the description, I have links to their Facebook page, their GoFundMe, their Patreon, all of their the information. So if you've got any spare money and you want to put that to a very, very good use, feel free to donate either on Patreon, GoFundMe, anything that's down in the description. Know that it's going to a great cause. It's tax deductible, seeing how it's a charity, and honestly, it couldn't be a better thing. So take some time, look at it. Hell, even if you donate $1, that's $1 more than they had before, and it's helping get homeless people off the streets, because that seems to be a problem that's plaguing the country today. And I know that's also one of the biggest things that annoys me with all the veterans coming home. There's an extremely high homeless rate for U.S. veterans, so having a charity like this is an awesome thing to see. But looking right now at the times, let's see who has the early on pole. That will be the 66 of Bobby Tinch right now, as it's showing him with a 53.507. And there we see the 00 of Dwayne Cooper. And look at that. We've got Dale Jr. The 52.958. That'd be the 81 of Mark Jorgensen Jr. Then second is that 00 with a 53.103. Now, Dwayne told me to take a look at his car. He said that I would get a kick out of it. So we're gonna take a look at this thing. And as we're looking at this, oh wow, nice. Wonder how much Dwayne paid for that paint job. I like that one. Oh, that is awesome. All right, so looking right now at the top three, we have all Southern Thunder teammates. The 81 of Mark Jorgensen Jr., the 3 of Paul Servant, and the 8 of Dana Osborne. Followed by the 20 of Michael Coe, Matthew Welsenbach in the 29, 5th, the 00 Dwayne Cooper 6th, the 1 of Artie Peterson Jr. 7th, Bobby Tinch, we had a little bit of moving around now, the 3 of Paul Savant moved up, and the 87 of Raymond Rittenhour has made his way into 4th. So that'll move everybody else back a little bit. Bobby Tinch to 9th, and Justin Levine in the 4 will round out the top 10 here. While these guys are getting their last laps in, we are going to ask for everybody to please rise as we bring out the U.S. Army Marching Band for tonight's national anthem. Amazing job as always, which leads us into tonight's starting grid. On pole we have the 81 of Mark Jorgensen Jr. Outside of him, fellow Southern Thunder teammate, the 3 of Paul Servant. Rolling off third will be the 44 of David Anderson, and then the third and final member of Southern Thunder, the 8 of Dana Osborne, will be starting in the 4th position. Rolling off 5th will be the 87 of Raymond Rittenhour. Michael Coe in the 20 starts 6th. The 29 of Matthew Welsenbach will roll off 7th. Dwayne Cooper in that 00 Butthurt Tundra will roll off 8th. The 1 of Artie Peterson Jr. will start 9th. Rounding at the top 10 tonight will be the 66 of Bobby Tinch. Justin Levine in the 4 truck will start 11th. Chris Akers in the 54 12th. The 88 of Gregory Thompson will roll off from the 13th position. Daniel Holloway in the 26 will start 14th. Thomas Abar, last week's winner, will start 15th in that 99 truck. Jim Peterson in the 58 will roll off 16th. The 80 of PJ O'Leary will start 17th tonight. The 70 of Troy Patterson will roll off 18th. Jason Siegler, I hope I said that right, in the 27 will start 19th. Rick Seabrands in the 2 will round out the top 20. And rounding out the field will be the 98 of Michael DeGroat. So as these guys here are on the pace lap, we are less than 1 lap from taking the green here. So we're going to do as we always do, go up to the leader and put this sucker on to crank it up. As once again, this being the open truck setup, this is going to be an interesting race. Typically the first 2 stages we see them race a little bit conservative, and then the 3rd stage it's pretty much every man for himself, but it's all going to come down to several variables: working with your teammate, having a good setup, pit strategy, and wreck avoidance. As we've seen time and time again, these guys have some seriously sick wreck avoidances, and then we've also seen some seriously sick wrecks too, but nonetheless, Mike, what's the status on Bref Bodine tonight? Does he have a Yeti cooler again, and what beer is he drinking?
Yeti cooler, and he's got Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Ooh, my favorite, cheap beer. I actually know that used to be a cheap beer. Now it's not a cheap beer. But, all right, Bref Bodine, who's going to be taking a breathalyzer later, is all set to go there as they'll be bringing that Mustang pace car down pit road. The 81 of Mark Jorgensen Jr. will lead us into the restart zone, which I should say the start zone, seeing how we're getting ready to kick this race off, but it is technically the restart zone. And yes, I used some stupid little air quotes. You guys will be able to see, maybe not from this camera view, but there are hash marks on the side of the wall that mark the start of the restart zone and from where you can technically go. But I'm going to shut the hell up as the pace car is off. Let's let Mark lead us in here, and let's get this race underway.
Green flag.
Green flag is out. Rolling. We are underway here with the Cyber Racing Association's Homes Now Not Later Super Speedway Series. Alright, so after a couple laps in the Crank It Up cam, we can see we've got all three of the Southern Thunder drivers right there. We got the 8 of Dana Osborne, the 3 of Paul Servant there on the outside, and then tonight's pole sitter there, the 81 of Mark Jorgensen Jr. being pushed by the 44 of David Anderson. So we've got Southern Thunder right there in the first 3 spots. See behind the 87 of Raymond Rittenhauer, the 20 of Michael Coe. And it'll be a battle between the 2 teammates here, but I think it's going to be the 3 of Paul Servant leading this one. As yes, he will be scored with that lap being led, so that'll be 2 tonight. So you look right here, that is 4th position. That is the 44 of David Anderson. Right now, my guess is I'm thinking that all 3 of the Southern Thunder guys are going to want to try and line up and get nose to tail here. You see the 00 there poking out just a little bit, probably breathing that butt for Toyota Tundra. And we're about to go 3 wide here on the backstretch. We got the 20 of Michael Coe, the 00 of Dwayne Cooper. They're going to go to the outside of the 3 and the 8 as we go into turn 3 here. So we're going to be 3 wide, 2 deep. Let's see what that anti-monkey butt powder truck can do. Now that is some seriously good stuff. That right there, they sell that at our local tractor supply. That is like the ultimate sweat deterrent. Like you put that in your boots or you put it anywhere like in your shirt or whatever, it literally will dry up any perspiration. It is some amazing stuff, and I'm surprised that not more of it is sold than there is. So we see that third line quickly dissolved as the 66 of Bobby Tinch now is going to get up behind the 8 of Dana Osborne and give him a little helping hand. Not much has changed out front as we're still seeing the 81 of Mark Jorgensen Jr. there on the inside line and the 3 of Paul Servant there on the outside. Now he's going to drop down in front of his teammate. So that'll open it up for the 8 of Dana Osborne to make his way up as he's going to be having some help from the 66 of Bobby Tinch, the 4 of Justin Levine, and the 54 of Chris Akers. There's 7 laps in the books here. Now remember, these guys do only have 1 quick repair, and they have to make 1 mandatory pit stop per segment. So strategy is going to be key here, and I'm thinking that we're going to see this 8 get pushed up to the front, and he's going to drop down in front of the 3. That way, the 8, the 3, and the 81, all teammates, when they want to come down and pit, they'll be in a straight line with each other, and they can all come down and make their pit stops together. And at the line, once again, the 3 of Paul Servant leading that lap. You can see the asterisk next to his name. He is one of the Elite 11 drivers. He's trying to make his way and to get one of those number 7s put next to his name so he can be part of the Super 7. Last week's winner, the 99 Thomas Labar at Daytona with the K&Ns, he is currently the only driver right now locked in to the Super 7. Now, of course, how do you get into the Super 7, do you ask? You win a race, that's how. So we see the 20 and the 00 still working together, even though they are still kind of hung there on the outside. As now we see the 66 and the 4 looking to try and make it 3 wide here in 1 and 2, but they're going to think better of it. As now we have all 3 Southern Thunder teammates on the bottom line. We've got the 8 of Dana Osborne, the 3 of Paul Servant, and the 81 of Mark Jorgensen Jr., or as we commonly refer to him as Dale Jr., because he sounds a hell of a lot like Dale. So that'll leave Bobby Tinch, Justin Levine, and Chris Akers up on the high line here as we come around to complete lap 9. At the line, it is going to be a pretty close race, but I'm pretty sure that'll be the 8 of Dana Osborne leading that one, and I will be correct on that. That'll be his 3rd lap led tonight. Paul Servant, 3 or 6. Those will be all of your laps here tonight. So Southern Thunder's led every lap so far in stage 1, and now we see the 3 wide going again. 3 is going to move up to help with the 8, so he's not odd man out. We see the 00, Dwayne Cooper. He's going to jump down in the middle line, so we're going to be 3 wide here coming in turn 3. Now we see the 54. He's going to drop down as well. So now we're going to have 4. This is going to be interesting here. This is one of the things that I love about this league here. These guys are not afraid to go balls out even early on in the first stage of the race here. And I can also say that they're one of the few leagues that I've seen that can actually hold 3 wide for the most part without destroying each other. I mean, yes, eventually shit is going to hit the fan. Sorry to cut you off there, Mike.
That's all good. 00, Dwayne Cooper went from 14 to 6th in 1 lap through that sucker hole in the middle.
Talk about a power move. He saw, and we know with Dwayne, if he sees the hole, he's sticking that freaking truck there, and he doesn't care if he takes the whole field with him, but that right there is the biggest move of the race. We did see him all the way towards the back of the pack there with the 20, and now he's right up there in 6th spot, so great job there by the 00. That just shows that Dwayne not only knows how to put on a league, but he also still knows how to drive the damn thing too.
And he's also partially crazy.
I think that's the biggest requirement to be in Cyber is you have to be part mental, which is why we're here broadcasting it.
Yeah, that's true.
So things have settled back down. They're back to 2x2 racing here. We see there's just a small little pack back there in the back, but the majority of the field is right here in one big lump. We should see some strategies starting to take place here pretty soon. I know if Southern Thunder was going to do something, they'd need to have all 3 of their trucks down on the bottom line. And right now they can't quite do that, seeing how Dana's stuck there on the outside. We see at the line, once again, it'll be, and I'm probably going to say it back and forth, 15 different ways throughout the race. That lap will be the 8 of Dana Osborne. And I know it's Paul Servant. There's nothing like an abbreviation over it, but for some reason, Dwayne said it once in one of the pre-races. He said Servant, and that stuck in my freaking head. So if I screw his name up and say that over and over and over again, I'm just blaming Dwayne for it. So we see once again, we're going to go 3 wide here. The 54 is going to be the odd man out in the sucker hole. Dwayne and the 26 of Daniel Holloway, the 20 of Michael Coe, the 66 of Bobby Tinch is all lined up as we're 3 wide coming out of turn 4 here. 54 is odd man out. He's going to have to wait his turn to get back in line. And it looks like the field will be coming up on lap traffic here, the 70 of Troy Patterson here shortly. So once again, score that lap led for the 8 of Dana Osborne. Now we see the 00 Dwayne Cooper and the 26 of Daniel Holloway. Here we go again, 3 wide on the backstretch. We've got Junior there on the inside. The 3 went up to the middle to help with the 8, and now the 00 is stuck out there by himself as the 26 has dropped back down to the center groove. Now the 00 is either going to have to get let in really quick as they're about to be 4 wide, but will stay 3 as he's able to drop in front of the 20. So the front pack here is going to make it by the 70. Hopefully the 70 can drop down and get in behind this lead pack before he gets swallowed up by the other pack, but I don't think he should have too much of a problem there. And at the line this time, it'll be the 3 of Paul Servant leading that one, so that'll give him his 9th lap led tonight. So now we're kind of seeing the exact polar opposite. Now we've got the 8 and the 3 on the outside and the 81 still on the inside. Now, I know in the past I've been accused of like jumping on a particular team as being a fanboy. I don't really care, but when we went 3 wide there, as we see some pit stops taking place right now, the 88, the 54, and I believe that was also 29. But going back to that, the 3 wide there, the 00 Dwayne Cooper, the teamwork we saw between the 3, we saw the 3 jump up to help the 8 when the 20, or the 00 and the 26 tried to strand the 8 of Dana Osborne. The 3 jumped up to help him, so he had assistance there, and that killed that 3rd line. So that right there is one of the true definitions of teamwork right there. As you can see, these 3 guys are still dominating the front 3 positions.
Yeah, if they keep working like that, it's going to be hard to beat them. They're just so well organized, and once another line forms, they work together to shut that other line down.
And that's pretty much exactly what we saw with the aforementioned group that I got associated with being a fanboy in the old season when we broadcasted these guys. Dark Horse, Mark Jorgensen Jr. being one of the guys from Dark Horse. They were dominant. I'm sorry if I see something competitive and people who actually develop a strategy, they work great as a team, and they execute things as a team, you have to recognize that. If you don't recognize it, you're either an idiot or you're blind. So if that makes you a fanboy or something, then so be it. As we see, the field is coming up on yet another lap truck. That'll be the 58 of James Peterson. He's going to stay high. They'll easily be able to clear as they come to the tri-oval. And let's see if the 3 is going to stay up, or is he going to drop? He's going to stay up, and that'll be another lap led for the number 3. That is 12 in the books tonight for the 3. One of the interesting things to note is our pole sitter, the 81 there, has not led a single lap yet. No, not even the first one. As we see another lap truck, at 54 of Chris Akers. He was one of the ones that came down pit road the start of the first round of green flag pit stops. He is now going to get lapped by the field here as they're 3 wide through turn 3 and 4 here on lap 18. We see 3 more coming down. Bobby Chinch, he's going to be making his way down. Artie Peterson Jr. Meanwhile, up front, it's going to be the 3 of Paul Servant leading yet another lap. Now, these guys are probably going to have to drop down in front of, there they go, right there, in front of their teammate, they're the 81, so might possibly be seeing the front 3 coming down for their scheduled or mandatory green flags. We see the 00, it looks like he blinked a little bit there coming out of the corner, but hasn't blinked again, so every once in a while you will see that. It's just connectivity issues between either you and the server or the server to you. We do have a double-sided Q bar for quality, and there's all kinds of things. There's all kinds of meters and dumbass things that iRacing gives us to look at. Just like our animated pit crew. Took them 9 years to do that, but at least we got them now. And I don't know if you folks caught that as the field went by pit road there. It looks like the 99 might have got on the throttle a little bit too much coming out of pit road, and he looped it coming off of pit road there. So unfortunate for him. He is last week's race winner, and he is locked into the Super 7, so this isn't going to have major implications on the 99. But he did appear to just get on the throttle a little bit too soon, and he did loop it coming off pit road. Kept the truck off of any walls, so no damage to it, but that is going to cost him a lot of time.
Gotta say, right, it's the first time in a long time I've seen this the top group of cars is single file.
Yeah, usually we see them 2, 3, 4, 5. Sometimes even see them trying to drive up the catch fence like it's GTA 5, but you gotta hand it to them. They're doing some amazing racing here. To see a couple more lap trucks that'll be coming into play here. 21 laps when they come to the stripe this time. We should be seeing the 3, the 8, and the 8. Yep, as we do. Here comes the whole front pack. This should be interesting to watch these guys, see if they can all make it in without speeding, any contact, as they are all going to do so. Beautiful job by the leaders making it down pit road. So let's see as we go to our pit camera here. Let's take a look and see what everybody decides to go with, as we've got the 8, the 3, the 44, the 81, the 87, everybody in their boxes. We see the 26 down the way, a lot of drivers down the way already. And winning the race off of pit road, I believe that will be the 44 of David Anderson. And it will be. It appears that the 8 of Dana Osborne might have had a 15-second hold penalty for speeding in the pits. Lucky that that was not excessive speeding, because that would have been a green flag stop. So it might be a tough break for the 8 of Dana Osborne in stage 1 here, as let me look at his pit time just to see what it was, and then I can I can see whether or not he had to do it or not. So at his pit, he had a 22.3. So if he just took fuel and no tires, that is a 15-second hold for speeding. So tough break for the 8. But as we can see, 2 of the 3 Southern Thunder teammates still together, the 81 and the 3 there on the outside line versus the 44 of David Anderson and the 87 Raymond Rittenhauer on the inside. This is going to be about a handful of laps here until we see the mandatory caution come out, which will end stage 1 here. But once again, very impressive and great job by the entire lead pack, coming down pit road as a group and not making any contact. The only thing that came out of it was the 8 of Dana Osborne getting a 15-second hold for speeding in the pits. We saw the 27 there getting lapped by the field. He did make a little contact with the outside walls. You can see a little bit of damage there to the right front and the right rear. Luckily though, he did not suffer anything too bad, and these guys are going to bunch it back up as we are nearing the end of stage 1. We've got fellow CRA racer Chris Brown over in live chat. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to make the race tonight. Good to see you in live chat there though, Chris. See at the line if Mark can finally get one of those. Oh no, Mark's actually led some laps now. I can stop jinxing. This will be his 3rd one as he comes to the line. So before we end this, we're going to do a quick summary here. We've had 0 cautions. We've had 8 lead changes. Our current race leader is not the 81, as you can see right now. It goes at the time of doing it. It's the 44 of David Anderson. We've got 24 laps in the books. Top 5 is consisting of the 81 of Mark Jorgensen Jr., the 44 David Anderson, the 3 of Paul Servant, the 87 Raymond Rittenhauer, and the 4 of Justin Levine. And we can see now that the outside line is not exactly where it wants to be. And it looks like we almost have, could have had something a lot worse than what we just saw there between the 4 and the 20. 4 got up there and gave the 20 a bump in the tri-oval, and it kind of upset the rear of the 20 truck, and the 4 had to pedal out of it. So that's going to hurt them a little bit as these other guys are here, but they'll just regather themselves up and get going. As I think we're just seeing now the 3 truck breathing a little bit. Or hell, we might even see the 3 of Paul Servant try and take it 3 wide here. My guess though is he's cooling that truck down.
Yeah, I think he's cooling. He was pushing Mark pretty hard.
And now they're going to all drop down, and now we're going to change it up. We're going to see Southern Thunder go to the inside now, the 87 and the 44 go to the outside. And with Mark by himself, that'll easily let the 87 of Raymond Rittenhauer lead this lap. And that should allow the 44 and the 87 to both clear, as they will do so. So hand your race lead over to the 87 of Raymond Rittenhauer. He's got 1 lap led, as well as the 44 of David Anderson. Now we're 3 wide again as we see the 81 of Mark Jorgensen Jr. He got shuffled out there, so things are definitely getting interesting as we see the 20 of Michael Coe there trying to drive it up through the center. He's got the 4 of Justin Levine, and this is definitely going to get a little interesting. We have the 70 and the 99 up there. Those are both lap trucks, so let's see how these guys handle it. I know last time in the 4 and the 20 is a little squirrely, but as they come to the line, this time give that lap once again to the 87. We see there the 70 and the 99. That's Troy Patterson and Thomas Sabar, last week's race winner. Now the 99, he had a little incident coming off of pit road where he just looped it, got on the throttle a little bit too soon, but luckily he has hooked up with the 70, so he's not by himself. But he is currently being scored in 19th position. And the 70 in 20th. So at the line this time for the first lap of the race tonight, we're going to have the 20 of Michael Coe leading the lap here. Oh, and contact. There's the wreck happening. We got, ooh, 2, 3, 7 Thunder guys involved as we see the wreck still going on. That's the 4 of Justin Levine. He went for one hell of a ride there. And doesn't... It looks like it's going to be contact between teammates, between the 81 and the 3. So we're going to go back and take a look at that. So let's watch this. We're going to go on board here with the 81 of Mark Jorgensen Jr. There's the bad touch. Oh. Locked on the brakes. So you see the 4 brake dancing through. He gets it down on the apron, but you can see how much wheel he's got to put in that truck to turn it. Heavy damage to the 81. The 4 went for one hell of a ride, so I definitely want to get a on board with the 4. As we see, back it up a little bit more here. Now here's where we should see Justin go around right here. Now he goes airborne. I lost count how many times he went over, but I can't tell if he's driving in reverse. You do hear throttle. It's like he's driving in reverse, and then he loops it around. Ah, smart move. He went from reverse to first. He did a Ryan Newman there. And we're also going to go on board with the 99 as well. So this will be coming up towards turn 1. And here we go, there's the wreck in front. Here's the 99. Holy shit. Have a car goes through you like that now. And to miss the 87 coming back up the track too as well. That was some crazy stuff right there as we see everybody coming down pit road right now. We see the 3 there of Paul Servant all torn up. See everybody coming down to get their services done. We see the 4 truck of Justin Levine there on pit road. He'll undoubtedly be using his quick repair as he has done so. Now this is going to end the stage here as we see the pole sitter there, the 81. We should see that nose pop right back out too. As he detonated right there on pit road. So quick fix is definitely been used by the 81 as well as the 3. And because the 81 brought that caution out, he is going to get an end of the line penalty. And while we are under caution, we are going to cut to a quick commercial break and return with the action here at Talladega as we get set to start round 2, or stage 2 I should say. Back live here. Hopefully the lights on the pace car get ready to go out soon and we can double the field back up and start stage 2 here at Talladega Super Speedway. So the lights did not go out. We will go at least 2 more times around. So looking at the top 10 right now, the 66 of Bobby Tinch out front, the 1 of Artie Peterson Jr. second, the 20 of Michael Coe third, 00 Dwayne Cooper in that 4th spot, the 88 of Gregory Thompson 5th, Matthew Welsenbach in the 29 6th, Chris Akers in the 54 7th, Justin Levine after breakdancing and Tony Hawking it there in turns 1 and 2. He will be in 8th or 9th, and IRTBO is changing things around as people are driving around here. Justin Levine will be 8th, the 58 of Jim Peterson 9th, and then the 8 of Dana Osborne will round out the top 10. And an interesting thing to note, during that caution, the 3 of Paul Servant did not use his quick repair. So he might not be, it doesn't really look like he has as much damage. We're going to go ahead and take a look at his truck real quick here. Let's take a look at this 3, and we're going to look around on all 4 corners. We're going to go to the left front. See, that doesn't look too bad there. He's got a little bit of separation there. We look at left front suspension, left rear. He's got a little bit of a kink right there where the snap-on is. We're going to go to the right front. See, it's got some scuffing and scratching on it. Nothing too serious. And then we'll take a look at the right rear. You can see there back behind the wheel well, it's got some damage in between the nutter butter and the rits, and the spoiler's tweaked a little bit. And then we'll also look inside, make sure, well, he doesn't have a hood pop, so that's a good thing. As we see the 99 there, Thomas Sabar, he's getting a wave by, so doesn't look like the damage is too severe there on the 3 truck. It might not hurt him that bad in the draft, but only time will tell. Now, the 81, that's a completely different story. We did see that as soon as the 81 got into his stall on pit road, his motor expired, so the 81 definitely did have to use his quick fix there. We also saw the 4 of Justin Levine use his, so that's a few drivers already that have had to burn their one and only lifeline for this race. As now the lights are out on the pace car, we're going to double the field back up. We are 1 lap away from restarting stage 2 here at Talladega Super Speedway with the Cyber Racing Association's Homes Now, Not Later Super Speedway Series. Alright, so I'm guessing that right about now, Breff is about at least 1.5, 12 packs in already. Seeing how we do have 33 laps in the book, and we know that sitting on pit road is kind of boring, especially when you're in a Mustang where the radio's broken. So I imagine there was some beer can drumming going on. But
down there during that caution, I gave him a breath test. He's at a .21. He's working on it.
Oh, he's getting there. Not quite what we want to see Breff at when he takes that breathalyzer at the end of the race. But as they roll through turns 3 and 4, you could not tell that that man blew at .21 because he is holding a solid line with that pace car. As they work their way to 3 and 4, the 66 of Bobby Tinch is going to lead us into the restart zone. We're all set, ready to go with the Crank It Up camera here, and we're going to let these drivers have at it. As the pace car drops down. There's the restart zone. You can see the double hash marks on the wall. Green flag is out. We are back underway here at Talladega Super Speedway, Stage 2. Now, Mike, the one thing that's really concerning me tonight is I hope nobody runs over the digger cam, seeing how Alan is no longer with us. We do not have anybody to go out there and replace those cameras.
Yeah, it's, I'm not doing it. Maybe we can get Cody to do it.
Hey, that sounds like a plan right there. Think he's smart enough to put him in? Well, that's why, yeah, but that just means he's good at smashing things. As we pull it off of the crank it up, we've got some 3-wide action here as they come to the line. We got the 29 of Matthew Welsenbach, the 54, the 1 of Artie Peterson Jr., the 4 of Justin Levine, the 66 of Bobby Tinch, the 20 of Michael Coe. They are definitely pulling all the screws out right now. They are 3 wide, and I think everybody's got their nuts out on the dash right now. I don't know how many of them are running the Jimmy Johnson spotter pack, but that is one line that Chad likes to say a lot. And it appears that he has told a lot of the drivers to go ahead and lay that sack out on the dash. They're still 3 wide as we come out of turn 4 in the tri-oval here. At the line, it's a 3-way drag race, but it will be the 66 of Bobby Tinch leading that lap. That'll be his 3rd lap of the night. Now we see the 1 of Artie Peterson Jr., odd man out. He is stuck there on the outside line. He will recycle to the back of the outside line there as nobody is willing to give an inch. Meanwhile, up front, it's a battle between the 4 and the 66 as the 4 is being pushed by the 3. 66 being pushed by the 20, but look who's behind the 3. It's his teammate, the 8. And then look who's behind, or just below the 8. We have the other and 3rd member of Southern Thunder, the 81 of Mark Jorgensen Jr. pushing the 88 of Gregory Thompson. So once again, teamwork in a weird variety here. And honestly, for the 81 having an EOL on that, to make it up there, back up within the top 10 in just a couple laps is actually a pretty good move. You see the 00 there looking on the outside, going down the backstretch. Not gonna happen, and he's gonna drop back in behind. Oh, he's not. He's gonna go. He's got the 81 with him. We saw, though, the 3 and the 8, they're also looking to go, too. So if the 3, the 8, and the 81 can hook up, let's see what Mark's going to do, because right now they're still 3 wide as the 4 of Justin Levine. There we see the 20 now. He's going to move up to the center, so it's going to be 3 wide, 3 deep, turn 1. The 3, the 8, the 81 all teammates on the high groove. The 20, the 4, and the 00 in the middle. The 66, the 88, and the 29 there down on the low line. Now this is what I love about the truck series when they alternate back and forth. You see some absolutely crazy ass racing with these Camping World trucks. As they are still 3 wide. As we're coming to the line, who's it going to be, the 66 or the 20? Score that one to the 66 of Bobby Tinch. As they drag race down the backstretch, you can see that the outside line gets a little bit of an advantage there. See, the 81 has dropped down to the middle groove there. I don't know if he's planning to try, if they're going to just recycle back behind this, or if... Yeah, I think that's what's happening here with the 3 and the 8, because they went very, very high in 3 and 4 there, so I think they were just trying to blow it up enough so they can get back behind the 81 there. Now they're going to push the 00 out to the sucker hole. He's going to try and squeeze it in there. Almost contact. Great job by those guys avoiding it. great wreck avoidance there, as that could have been really, really ugly, but the 3 and the 8 were on point, keeping that one down. As we see now, the 4 of Justin Levine is going to make his way around the 20 from the high groove. Now that's going to leave the 81, the 3, and the 8 up on the high groove, the 4, the 20, the 00 in the middle lane, then the 66, the 20, the 29, the 54, and the 58 on the inside. And as they come to the line, once again, it will be the 66 of Bobby Finch. Now what we're seeing here, it may not look like anything special there up there. Look at all the way at the left on the 3rd groove. Now remember, the 3 and the 81 were both involved in the caution we had earlier. The 3 did not use a quick fix, the 81 did. The 3 has damage. So smart move here by the teammates here. You notice the 3 is in the middle. So right now, the 81 is punching a hole through the air. The 3's in the center. And then he's got the 8 behind him. So right now, the 3 is what we call slipstreaming, is that he is tucked up behind his teammate. He doesn't have to worry about punching an awkward hole through the air. He's got the nice smooth flow going over, staying tucked behind his teammate. He doesn't have to worry about those bent panels affecting anything. And then he's just deflecting the air off the 81 onto the 8, which is also a clean truck. So therefore, it's almost, it renders the damage null and void on that 3 truck. Ooh, little contact there. The 81 in the wall, the 3 with him. No caution there, but it looks like the 00 might have either checked up or came up a little bit, but that put the 81 and the 3 into the wall. The 3 had nowhere to go. Great reaction by the 8 of Dana Osborne. Tough break for the 81 as he has already used his quick repair, so any damage to that 81 truck, they are going to have to sit and take it on pit road. The 3 now might have to burn his quick repair. Don't know what the damage situation is on that, because right now we are focused on the battle for the lead here, as right now the 4 is trying to take it. He's being pushed by the 00 and the 8. And here we go, 3 wide again as we see the 00 is going to want to try and get around the 4s. The 4 is going to drop down. These guys, we see the 8 there quick to recognize it. The 00 staying up high a little bit longer. So that time by, cycle your race lead over to the 20 of Michael Coe. That'll be his 5th lap led of the night. Bobby Tinch with 7, Justin Levine with 1, the 00 with 1. Dana Osborne with 5. Now we're going to have to scroll a little further down the list because our other ones, the 3 of Paul Servant, 15. The 99 of Thomas Labar with, excuse me, the 1 of Artie Peterson Jr. with 2. The 81 of Mark Jorgensen Jr. with 4. And the 87 of Raymond Rittenhauer with 2. And at the line, this time it'll be the 4 of Justin Levine, tacking another lap on, as that'll be his 2nd lap of the night. As we see now, it's switched up a little bit. The 00 is going to try and work on the outside. He's got the help from the 8 of Dana Osborne. We can see the majority of the top 10 behind them is all staying single file here, which is probably a smarter thing to do. Is now we see the 8. He looked like he was going to dump down there, but now the rest of the pack is catching up. So we might go back to more than just 1 or 2 trucks here, going too wide as we see the 20 there. And we do have breaking news that the 81 team has taken the truck behind the wall. They are done for the night. Unfortunate for them, that's 1 of the 3 Southern Thunder trucks down. The 3 and the 8 remain. But once again, the 81 team taking that truck behind the wall. They've loaded on the hauler, and they will be taking that back to the shop and getting ready for next week's race. And at the line, it'll be the 00 Dwayne Cooper. As we saw him make the move there, he was able to clear the 4 of Justin Levine. So give that lap to Dwayne. That's the second lap of the night. Is now it's going to be the 8 and the 20 on the outside. Everybody else lined up single file on the bottom. Right now, the 8 and the 20 still the only 2 trucks there on the outside line. Everybody else electing to stay to the inside. No contest this time by it. It'll be, once again, the 00 of Dwayne Cooper leading another lap. That'll be his 3rd of the night. But the 8 and the 20 are not going down without a fight. They're pretty much holding their ground, if only losing just a hair when it comes to the corners there. They're able to get the side draft going down the back stretch. They can easily keep speed with the inside line. As you see right there, he's almost wheel to wheel with the 00. Now what we might be seeing here is a difference in setups. So you notice how the 8 is able to get so much more of a run. You see the 20 sometimes struggle to hang on now. Those are 2 different drivers from 2 different teams. What it's looking like is the 8 camp has a little bit faster, a little bit more stable of a setup, as he's able to kind of walk the 20. So that's not really helping him right now. If he wants to try and stay up there towards the front, he's either going to have to pedal off a little bit, or he's just going to have to work his way around it. As sometimes we do see that 20 back off a little bit, but so far it seems to not really be hurting that 8 as much. I know it'd be a whole different ball game if the 3 was up there with him, but right now Dana out there representing Southern Thunder, as he is the highest scoring driver right now. It actually might be a battle for who gets it at the line, and it will be the 8 of Dana Osborne. So that right there is proof that 2 trucks, it doesn't matter what you're doing. You could have 12 trucks on the inside. If you've got 2 on the outside that know what they're doing, you can lead a lap at a super speedway like we just saw right there with the 8 truck, as he is wheel to wheel right now with the 00 and trying to make the move on him. Now, the interesting fact is the 20 of Michael Coe is the 00 of Dwayne Cooper's teammates. We see the 4, the 66, and a couple other drivers peeling down pit road for their mandatory pit stop. At the line, once again, it'll be the 8 of Dana Osborne leading that, but now he is the only truck there on the outside groove. So now teammates have lined up the 20 and the 00. We've got the 88 of Gregory Thompson, the 29 of Matthew Welsenbach. Dana right now has nowhere to go but to maintain the line that he's been running there on that outside groove. Luckily, there's only 2 other trucks behind the Fiesta cycle the back of this, as we see now the 20 coming down. We see the 1, the 54, and the 29. They're all coming down pit road. Meanwhile, out front, the top 3, the 00 of Dwayne Cooper, the 20 of Michael Coe, and the 8 of Dana Osborne. word is through the radio that the 00 will be pitting this time by. As we take a look here at 10th, that is the 66 of Bobby Tinch. So in front of him, the 9th place truck of Rick Seabrands and the 8th place truck of Justin Levine. Behind the 66 there is the 26 of Daniel Holloway. And as we go to the one camera that everybody on iRacing hates because it usually, sometimes, well, more than likely is accurate, sometimes isn't, the crash camera. It's staying on this group of guys here as they make their way around the 54 and the 88, as well as the 1. Now it's focused back towards the 54. We see there the 8 of Dana Osborne making his way off the pit road, as well as the 00 Dwayne Cooper. In front of that will be the 20 of Michael Coe, as well as there. He should be right there, up there on the high groove. Out of the way, these are what will be the leaders. They were the leader at the current time. Now they're getting past 4 position. The 4 truck of Justin Levine being scored as your race leaders. You can see he's part of that very first group there with the 2 and the 66. And the 2 of Rick Seabrands and the 66 of Bobby Tinch are both teammates. So we've got 2 team drivers nose to tail. We see the run right there that the 29 of Matthew Welsenbach is getting with the 54 of Chris Akers. Now we see a little bit of changing here. The 2's going to go to the high side. Now we're going to see 3 wise. The 29's like, nope, I'm not having that. He's got the 54 with him, so the 2 of Rick Seabrands, kind of odd man out. He's got the 88 of Gregory Thompson there, but Gregory's going to drop back down to the low side, and that'll strand the 2 to the center groove here as they're through out. Now he's going to go back up, and we're doing all kinds of swishing around here. Jesus Christ, I can't even keep up. That'll put the 29 and the 54 to the outside. The 4, the 66, the 2, and the 88 on the inside. And now the 54, as he's decided he wants to come down and join the bottom. We're having a party. Let's all go down to the bottom. No, let's go up top. Let's just give the announcers a freaking heart attack trying to tell them where they're at, as we're going 3 wide now.
You keep stepping out to try to block that high line and go with them, and they're just not having it. 29, 54 teammates, Radical Racing, so they're just going to do it themselves.
Now, you figured the 2 and the 66 being teammates that Rick would be content to sit there with Bobby and do what Bobby does, but we see Rick right now is going to be kind of odd man out. He's going to be trucking between him and his teammate. But they are still 3 wide as they go down the backstretch here. They're going to stay that way for now. 29 is not going to leave his teammate hanging, so until the 54 can clear that 2 truck, or the 2 truck backs off and drops in the low line, we're going to stay 3 wide here. You can see the run that those 2 trucks are getting. Right now, it seems like the low line and the high group right now are doing everything in their power to screw that 2 truck over right now. There's no side drive from the bottom, no side drive from the top. They're literally trying to force him to drop to the bottom. As now we see the 29 is going to drop in behind the 2. Not sure how the 54 got backed off a little bit there, but we will be able to pick up that bit of draft there. Now leading yet another lap. It'll be his 8th one tonight, the 4 of Justin Levine, as we are nearing the end of stage 2 here at Talladega. Now we see the 88 of Gregory Thompson trying to look to the outside of the 66 of Bobby Tinch, the 29 of Matthew Welsenbach willing to go with him. And now we see the 26 of Daniel Holloway and the 20 of Michael Coe has made it back into the picture here. As meanwhile the 2 is still falling back. Currently being scored in 8th position. Now, whoa, we have him down on the apron there. Good wreck avoidance there. We had both the 26 and the 2 there down on the apron. That's going to hurt them a little bit as they're going to lose some speed to the leaders here. Meanwhile, the 88 and the 29 on the high side trying to make their way by the 4 of Justin Levine as the 88 of Gregory Thompson is going to clear him. So that'll line up the 20 of Michael Coe and the 29 of Matthew Welsenbach there on the high line to see if they can make their way around as they come to the stripe here.
Caution.
That will end stage 2 right there.
Doing a really good job. Tell me about your
hand stage 2 win to the 88 of Gregory Thompson. We wait for the field here to catch the pace car. As now they are going to do so here in turn 3. We see the 88 have to slow down a little bit. Brett Budon might have tapped the brakes there. Mike, what's his blood reading at when he pulled out off of pit road?
He is up to a .28.
Ooh, impressive. Any Bud Platinums in there? Or is he still rocking the PBR? Because I know if we're going to hit that 4.0 alcohol poisoning, he's got to start drinking some Platinums.
He had a PBR before, after the last caution. He went over to the 2 camp and got some Jack Daniels and did 2 shots.
Oh, shit. We might hit that 4.0 limit. As you see, it looks like all the lead trucks are going to come down here for their servicing. So you see the 87 there of Raymond Rittenhauer making his way off of pit road as the rest of the field will be making their way down pit road. Here we see the field coming down. You see the race off of pit road. It'll be the 4 of Justin Levine, followed by the 8 of Dana Osborne, the 88 of Gregory Thompson, 29 of Matthew Welsenbach, the 66 of Bobby Tinch, the 2 of Rick Seabrand, the 20 of Michael Coe, the 3 of Paul Servant, who's in his box right now. That will change. They'll give 8th to the 99 of Thomas Labar and 9th to the 58 of Jim Peterson, and the 3 right there will round up the top 10 as they make their ways up. We look up here at the lead. All right, here's the advocation for having a, if it wasn't for the fact that the pace car comes flying up to the field at like Mach 9,000, let's see if Justin goes up inside the pace car again. I'm guilty of doing it myself. I go up there just to see why the hell they put ladder bar suspension on a S550, or actually the funny thing is that Mustang pace car says it's an FRS 500. There's no such thing as an FRS 500. The FR 500 is the wheel type. That's an S197 body style. So, good job! As you can hear, the 4 right here, we've been riding on board, hoping to see if we can go through the pace car. You can hear that he is doing more than clutching. He's cutting his ignition off. As you can hear that truck go dead silent. He's repeatedly tapping the ignition and starter buttons. So these guys are gearing up to go non-stop, provided we stay caution free. These guys are all saving fuel to stay green flag racing, or to not come down pit road until after either A, you've done your victory donuts and celebrations, or you done messed up, Aaron. We're also going to go on board here with the 26. Oh, look at that. Throw a little quick shout out there to the one of Artie Pearson Jr. See, he's rocking the Die Hard Live TV logos there on that one truck, so shout out to him. Alright, so as we are waiting for the lights on the pace car to go out, we're just cycling around through drivers. Happened to notice that the one truck was representing the broadcast team here, so thought we'd pop back here and take a look at it. Hopefully we will see the lights on the pace car go out this time by, and we will double the field back up and get these guys set for the final stage here at Talladega. See a couple pit fakes. See the one coming down pit road, so he is going to come down. As we should see the one to green here, the lights should go off on the Mustang pace car unless Breff has gotten a little bit too blurry and can't figure out what button turns them off. All right, well, he is not drunk enough because he has hit the right button. We have doubled the field back up. Justin Levine will be leading us in to start off the final stage here tonight. Dana Osborne second, the 88 of Gregory Thompson third, 29 of Matthew Welsbach fourth, the 66 of Bobby Tinch fifth, 20 of Michael Coe sixth, Rick Seabrands in the 2 seventh, the 58 of Jim Peterson eighth, Paul Servant ninth, and Chris Akers is going to round out the top 10. All right, we've seen 2 stages. The last one went pretty good. Mike, what do you think we're going to see in the final stage? Are they going to be conservative, or are we going to see some flat-out, good old-fashioned cyber racing here?
Oh, there's no doubt they're going to be beating and banging and trying to kill each other. And wouldn't be surprised if you see the big one fairly early on in this stint here. And it's going to be awesome. I can't wait to watch it. I know everyone probably watching this at home is gonna enjoy it. These guys put on a hell of a show.
The one thing I'm looking to see happen will be the 3 and the 8 hooking up, seeing how the 3 is finally used his quick repair. And so I'm looking to see the 3 try and get together with the 8 and see if they can make a run for the race tonight. But I wouldn't count out, I know you've got your pick for the race tonight, the 66. I wouldn't count out the 4 either. He's been very strong. The 29, hell, right now it's still anybody's game. And it looks like the 26 of Daniel Holloway just had a throughput. If you don't know what that means, it's he lost connection to the server, so that's not a good thing. Hopefully he can get his connection back and not be down too many laps, and maybe they get a caution. Daniel Holloway is one of the Elite 11 drivers, so this is going to have some implications for him. As we see, the pace car is off. We are on crank it up here. We're going to let the 4 of Justin Levine lead us in and start the third and final stage here. And we also have word that the 2 of Rick Seabrands is also throughput.
Green flag.
Green flag is back out. Final stage underway here at Talladega Super Speedway with Cyber Racing. Homes now, not later, Super Speedway Series. All right, so as these guys are still racing it out of here, the 88 of Gregory Thompson on the outside line, the 4 Justin Levine on the inside. We got the 66 helping the 4, the 29 pushing the 88 behind the 29. We see the 99 of Thomas Labar, who you can see has that 7 designation after his number. He is locked into the Super 7. The rest of these drivers you see with the stars next to their names are in the Elite 11, and they are racing it out to advance into the Super 7. Now, we had the 2 of Rick Searans who throughput. He's back out on track. The 26 of Daniel Holloway is not back yet, so that is going to have very big implications for the 26, as he's going to have to race twice as hard next week if he cannot get connection back to the server. And the battle at the line, will it be the upper groove or the bottom side? At the line, it'll be the 88 of Gregory Thompson leading his 4th lap of the night here. We have 23 laps to go here. Those extra 10 that are showing there are in case we do have to do a green-white checker NASCAR overtime restart. So far, right here, the front 6, they're battling it out pretty good. As after, even with the damage that that 99 truck has, he's in the top 6. He's already locked into the Super 7, so what the hell's he got to lose? Nothing. he's already locked in. And good news, we've heard that the 26 of Daniel Holloway has been able to reconnect to the Sin. So right now, if the caution were to come out, the 2 truck will catch the break because he is the lucky dog. As we see the field come out of turn 2 here, that is the 2 truck that you just saw a glimpse of right there. Now you can see the back of the pack there on the upper groove. The 3 and the 8, Dane Osborne and Paul Servin have both gotten back together and hooked up here. See what the strategy is going to be here as the laps are going to start dwindling down, and as that happens, we're going to start seeing the racing amp up here. Like that high side might have dissolved a little bit there as we see the 88 kind of out there by himself, as now the field is coming up. They've caught the 2 of Rick Seabrands. He is going to stay up high and allow the field to go by. It will be 20 laps until we can put this one in the books here. Looking through the field here, I'm seeing a little bit of damage on most of the trucks, but nothing too major. You can see a little bit of damage. Looks like there's a little bit of damage to the 58 on the back. I know the 99 has a little bit of damage there. 66 looks clean, the 4, the 88. 20 looks pretty clean. Meanwhile, it's still staying pretty much what we've been seeing for the past, well, since the restart of the race here. That inside line seemed to have been doing a little bit better job than the outside there. As we see now it's down to 3 trucks, the 88, the 99, and the 20. And now we've had the 00 of Dwayne Cooper throughput, so I think something might be going wonky on the iRacing server side here. We see the 99 stepping out there. And just barely squeaking that one out will be the 88 of Gregory Thompson leading that lap. That'll be his 6th lap led of the night, as the 4 of Justin Levine has 17. The 66 of Bobby Tinge with 7. And we see the 4 truck, the 20 truck there with 4 laps led tonight. Now we can see the 99. He's going to try and challenge for the lead. This will be interesting to see with a truck that has that much rear end damage. if he can actually get up there and clear it. Because if he can clear the top side, as we see the 8 and the 3 coming down for their scheduled stop, if that 99 can get out and clear the field, I think what we're seeing here with that 99 is the 20 can really lay the bumper on the straightaway, but he has to be extremely careful in the corner and through the tri-oval with the damage that that 99 has. Because if he, with the way that that truck has been center punched perfectly or drilled right in the ass, right there, dead center, if he so much as does anything other than hit that truck extremely dead center, it's going to either shoot it left or right, like we see with the K&Ns. Since the K&N, we all know, has a shovel nose and a flat ass on it. And I do believe we did, you guys didn't get to see this because we were covering this, but when the 3 and the 8 came down pit road, the 8 locked it up, went through the grass, had all kinds of issues on his pit stop there. He might have to serve a stop and go for an unsafe pit entrance. So that's, he might have had a hold too, so that's further going to complicate Southern Thunder's night. We saw the 81 of Mark Jorgensen Jr. They opted to put that truck on the hauler and take it back home. We saw the 3 involved in the wreck, and then he dropped back with the 8, and then now on a scheduled stop, the 8 having difficulties getting onto pit road. I think this is the second time the 8 has been busted for speeding tonight. So it's just compounding the issues. So right now, we see the 88 has made it around the 4, so as we're coming down to 14 laps to go, and we see the 26 of Daniel Holloway. He did throughput earlier. He's back out on track now. He's being scored 6 laps down in the 16th position. The 00 Dwayne Cooper also back out on track, being scored 3 laps down in 15th. So as it stands right now, if the caution were to fly, the 3 of Paul Servant will be your lucky dog, being the first truck 1 lap down in 12th. So 11 trucks on the lead lap, Lyndon Rittenhauer being that truck. It's interesting to see how the 99 went from being all the way up at the front to all the way now back to 10th position. You can't really work with a truck that has a center punched rear end when it's not going to be very drag coefficient. So we've got right now the 88 and the 4. Everybody pretty much running at single file. And I think we're going to see this until probably a couple laps to go here. And then I think we might see either a really good, clean, solid finish, or we're going to see this race ending with a bang. So you see the 4 and the 66 dropping down, as well as the 80. We got the 99. We got 20 to 1. A lot of drivers coming down here for their final sets of pit stops, so that will cycle the lead over to the 88 of Gregory Thompson. That'll move the 58 of Jim Peterson up to second. 29 of Matthew Welsenbach to third. The 54 of Chris Akers to fourth. 99 has used his quick repair, so that definitely is going to help him here in these closing laps here at Talladega. Now, that's assuming that we don't get the big one, but in 5th, we have the 66 of Bobby Tinch, Justin Levine, 6th, Michael Coase, 7th, Artie Peterson Jr., 8th, PJ O'Leary, 9th, and Thomas LeVar will round up the top 10, as now they're only 10, as now the lead pack is now on pit road. So this will make interesting, is now it should score when they come around to it. I believe it'll be the 66 or the 4 leading this one. So the whole pack right there would be Radical Racing. So right now, your current race leader is the 29 of Matthew Welsenbach. we're going to see a lot of things changing here really quick as this group of trucks here has already come down and taken service. We see the 58, the 54, everybody making their way back off of pit road. And as always, with all leagues, you are to stay below unless you have 13 or more seconds. Stay below as we see the 00 right there. He's up on the high side. You're to stay below the yellow line until you come out of turn 2 on pit exit, which is the NASCAR rule as it stands. So right now we have seen that the 29 has been picked up, and now the 66, the 4, the 80, the 20, the 1, they're all going to say see you later bye as they have the speed and the momentum. They're going to easily clear the 29 and the 88, so that'll put the 66 of Bobby Tinch back out front. Now he and the 4 of Justin Levine are both the Elite 11 drivers that are racing their way into the Super 7. With 9 laps remaining here, it's all going to come down to making the right move at the right time as we see the 66, the 4, and the 80 on the bottom side. And then we've got the 20, the 1, the 29, the 88, and the 00 there up on the high side. As we see the 20 is absolutely clear. I think he was trying to bring the 1 with him. They are both clear to drop down, so hand the lead over to the 20 of Michael Coe. But don't expect it to stay that way for long, as I think we are far from done seeing the lead swapping around here. Look at these guys just jockeying around position. But at the line that time, it will be the 1 of Artie Peterson Jr. leading it? No. Wow. Yeah. IRTVO messed that one up. That would definitely be on the 20. That's his 7th. We see the 1 being pushed by the 29, the 88 and the 00, the 20 being pushed by the 66 and the 4, but now the 00 is going to drop down to the bottom side. The 80 of PJ O'Leary, he right now has the preferred spot like I like to have it when racing in a pack, being at the very back of it. That way I have choice of lane. I'm not stuck in one or the other. And at the line, who's it going to be, the 20 or the 1? This time it will be still the 20 of Michael Coe. He's going to lead another lap. That'll be his 8th with 7 remaining here tonight. Let's see if they can hold it together, if that outside line will come to fruition and take the win here. As we see now the 29 and the 88, they're going to strand the 1 in the center groove here. Now we see the 4 looking to the high side. Oh, almost looks like there's a little bit of contact there between the 00 and the 4, as now we see that there's a lot of line switching going on here. As we see the 4 and the 1 up onto the high side, and no contest. The 20 will lead another lap here, so that'll be his 9th lap, tying him with the 66 of Bobby Tinch. 6 laps to go. I know these guys are really wanting to get up there, but really with an open setup here and with the trucks and the draft, it's going to come down to making the right move on the last lap. I mean, you can make a million great moves in these 6 laps remaining, but it's all going to come down to what move you make in the final lap. If you can make it in turn 2 and make a stick, or if you can make it coming out of turn 4 and hold it down and get the W here. But nonetheless, we're still going to see these guys try like hell to race it out and get it, as we see right here between the 4 and the 20. Another thing to take into consideration too is the way these guys are running. We don't know how much tape each truck has, so you can't rule out the possibility of somebody blowing up the way these guys are just stuck nose to tail here. So there's like I've always said, and I'll say it till I'm blue in the face, there's 1,000 different variables as we see the field coming up on the 87 of Raymond Rittenhour as lap traffic. Before Justin Levine able to drop down to the bottom, so that will give him the lead on the low line. The 87 all the way up to the top. Now we've got the 1 and the 29 on the outside. They'll easily be able to get around the 87 of Raymond Rittenhour. As they come to the line, will it be the 20 or will it be the 4? I think it'll be the 4 just by a little bit. And Justin Levine will get scored with credit for that lap. That'll be his 18th lap led of the night. And there are 3 wide as we see the 29 of Matthew Welsenbach trying to take it on the outside of R.D. Peterson Jr. Now this right here is what the 4 wants to see is 3 wide racing. That's going to split things up and make it a little bit more challenging for people to pass. As we see the 29 and the 88 working together, the 1 and the 20, then the 4, the 66, the 00, and the 80. Right now, the 66 and the 4 are the only 2 drivers in the Elite 11 that we can see here. We also have the 29 of Matthew Welsenbach and the 88. But as far as right now, if this was to be the end of the race, so in the top 6 we have 4 Elite 11 drivers. As we see now, the high side has the advantage. The 20 has gotten, oh, we hit the 66 is blown up. That is one of our Elite 11 contenders. So the 66 of Bobby Tinch, too much tape on the truck. He has detonated the motor. And there goes Mike's pick for the win in the race. The 66, unfortunately, has hand grenaded that motor. Too much temperature. So now it's down to my pick. I've got my eyes on the 4 of Justin Levine winning this one. He's got the 29 of Matthew Welsenbach, the 00 Dwayne Cooper. But I wouldn't count that outside line out there with the 20 of Michael Coe, the 1 of R.D. Peterson Jr. It really ain't over until the Fat Lady sings. Because, I mean, we've still got 1 more lap. We'll be taking a white flag as they come to the line this time. It's all going to be about who can make the right move on this last lap that counts. So this should be white flag right here.
Caution's out.
No, that's actually going to be the race right there. So the...
Yeah, did my radio sound bad out there?
Well, your race winner there will be the 4 of Justin Levine. That was my pick for the night. And seeing how he was an Elite 11 driver, he has now locked his spot in the Super 7. So the way it goes, the way it stacks up, it's going to be the 4 of Justin Levine, the 20 of Michael Coe, and the 29 of Matthew Welsenbach in our top 3. I know before we get the race interviews and everything underway, we're going to go ahead and let these guys get all calmed down, sorted out, and let them kind of catch a little bit of a breather, because 90 laps around Talladega, it doesn't matter. I don't care if you're freaking Dale Earnhardt reincarnated. It's still, depending whether you're using a direct drive wheel, a belt drive wheel, hell, you could be running an old TX80, some cheap gear-driven wheel. It still it drains you mentally, it drains you physically, it drains you in every way possible. The car control, having to deal with talking, all the different things planning your pit stop. It's almost as bad as endurance racing when it comes down to it. I mean, I could run cookie cutter tracks, short tracks all day long. Plate track racing, that takes a lot of concentration, a lot of dedication, a lot of focus. And as we all know, it takes a lot of freaking control, especially car control when it comes to being in the pack with the draft and being able to maintain the line. So we're gonna let these guys' adrenaline kind of calm down a little bit, and then we will go ahead and get the interviews underway here. So we're going to focus here on the 29 of Matthew Welzenbach. He is our third place finisher. We're going to go ahead and bring him in here.
Fun, right?
All right, Matthew, you brought it home third tonight. How's it feel?
Hey guys, that feels good. That was a great race. Kept this 29 Radical Racing Hope for Paz Chevrolet Silverado up at the front all night. Some pit strategy with my teammates, and just happy to get a top 3 here, especially with this being cut off to make it to the next round.
Well, tonight is definitely a special night because I love when you guys switch over to the open truck setups. I think we see a lot cleaner and a lot harder racing versus the K&Ns being on a fixed set, and tonight was definitely no exception. We had, I think, only a couple minor mishaps, and I think that was all teammate involved, but nonetheless, it was amazing racing from up here in the booth. I can only imagine how it looked behind the wheel, but you bring it home third, knowing that you got the cutout, you brought it home in third place. It's got to be just a great, great feeling.
Yeah, it does feel really good. I mean, in stage 1, I got 6th because there was that accident right at the end of it. And then in stage 2, you know, I pushed my teammate Greg to win in stage 2, and I got 3rd. So definitely a good points night for us, for myself and Greg. I think he made it, finishing 5th to advance. Again, just, yeah, great race. I love the trucks with these open sets. Kind of really shows a little bit more. It's just not everyone on the same thing. But I was in the front group all night, and I don't do that often because I always try and play it conservative because I just want to survive. I mean, we had 1 caution tonight, like I said, in stage 1, and otherwise we went green the entire race except for the stage 2 caution, of course. So, again, great race.
Well, perseverance and patience paid off. You brought it home third. Is there anybody out there that you would like to thank?
Of course, as always, Mr. Dwayne Cooper for putting on this league, bringing a bunch of us in here back when he started it. Geez, we're 4th season in trucks. We've been doing this for a while here. Definitely Radical Racing. I've been racing with Jim, Greg, and Chris this year, or this season. Been having a blast with those guys. And my sponsor, Hope for Paws. It's a rescue organization in Southern California that rescues stray, homeless cats and dogs, and hopefully finds good homes for them. So definitely check them out.
All right, well, once again, congratulations on the third, and we will see you again, hopefully get to interview again in the top 3, or hell, even in victory lane next week, buddy.
Hell yeah, we're going for broke now.
That's what I want to hear.
Thanks,
all
guys.
Right. That was our third place finisher, the 29 of Matthew Welzenbach. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to bring in somebody who really wants to freaking talk to me. We're going to bring in the 20 of Michael Coe.
And I lit.
All right, Pondo, you did it. You finally got your chance to talk to me.
I told you.
How's it feel, man? Second.
Well, it doesn't feel bad. I mean, old Levine got me though, but I kind of ran out of teammates right there, Peck. I ain't gonna lie to you.
That's the way it looked. There's a lot of shifting, a lot of what we're not used to seeing, a lot of clean racing. But with the open truck setups, I absolutely love watching it. It's a hell of a battle. It's definitely a great changeup from the fixed K&Ns. You stayed up there tonight. You had 11 laps led, and honestly, I don't think you could ask for anything better when it comes to plate tracks, because we know it can either be a total freaking disaster. Hell, we've raced together. I've gotten wrecked. You've gotten wrecked. We've both gotten wrecked together. I've been upside down on fire. I've been protested up and down. But at the end of the night, you brought it home second. It had to It was a great race to watch up in the booth. I can only imagine what it was like behind the wheel. I'd love to be behind the wheel. In fact, I'm going to actually talk to Dwayne about running Monday nights now. But
oh, you'll love that. That's fun.
Oh, it sounds like it. I want to get back behind the wheel with y'all again. It's fun being in the booth, but it's also fun racing against y'all. But tell us how it felt behind your eyes.
Well, I mean, these guys, they know how to run the lines. I mean, I don't know if you noticed the track temperatures were, they were up there. Yeah, and so I kept asking the guys, I'm like, do you feel it? You know, this in your team speak, I'm like, do you feel that? And they're like, what are you talking about? Like, the truck is floating. Like literally in the corners, like, and then if you get any kind of arrow push from any of the lines on your inside and outside, it literally, especially if you're in the middle, it just kind of washes you around. I mean, you can feel it, especially depending on how you have a steering wheel set up. And I'm like, man, I don't remember feeling that before. Like, and they just said it's just the track, and I'm like, damn, that's crazy. So not to not have any more accidents than we did, and cautions is a testament to the skill of the drivers in Cyber. So I give all the props and credit to Dwayne and the team, Matt and all them that work with them. And I just want to give a shout out to my son and my wife. They might be watching. They're out in Charlotte tonight visiting family, and you know, anybody else that's out there watching, appreciate you.
Well, you did bring up an interesting point there with iRacing's latest tire build and with track temperatures, the way and the speeds that these trucks are carrying, those right side tires are getting a hell of a lot hotter than the left sides, and especially depending on which lane you're on. The outside line, not as bad as the inside. The inside, you've really kind of got to run that yellow line like it owes you money. The outside, you got a lot more leniency to it, but
exactly.
The hotter you get those tires, the more the truck's going to want to get that floaty slide feeling to it as it comes out of the corners. And with a hot track and with the tires, you definitely hit one of the biggest points of the newest build that a lot of these idiots out there in the official series don't seem to get when you're running at a plate track, that if you drive the shit out of your tires, you're going to burn them up, you're going to start sliding, and then before you know it, you're going to be driving through somebody's windshield.
Yeah, exactly. Corner hook them. But yeah, I think my right fronts are 97% and everything else is 99 and 100. So if that gives you an idea, and I've only got probably 18 laps on these tires or so. So yeah, it's burning.
It's about as burning as Brett Bodine's breath right now. Is Mike, did he drink enough beer yet? Is he at a .40 so we can actually have him pass finally?
Sadly, he hit a .38.
Damn it! We were trying to get Brett Bodine to a .40 so he can legally just die. Now, I know you'd ask me what the thing is about us picking on the Bodines. We always laugh at him because he's a short little bastard. And when you look at the pace car driver here, he looks like a little old lady because his head is barely above the steering wheel. So that's why we always pick on Brett.
Yeah, it's like that story that Tony said in the one of the official races. Did you remember hearing about that?
Oh, yeah.
That was so funny, man. He was talking about anytime in practice, he asked the spotter, 1, 2, or 3. And what do you mean? How many Bodines are on the track? Because if there's more than 2, I'm not coming out there for practice.
Well, you brought her home second, and next week we go back to the fixed K&Ns. Hopefully we get to interview you again, but what's your take on next week?
I've had to figure out that car again because it's not what I remember. It used to have a little bit more suck up, at least in my opinion it did. And you can lose the draft so quickly. So, you know how most people like to hang back, save their car, dodge the wrecks. You can't do that anymore because you're going to be a lap down 12 laps later if you lose that draft or so. So, yeah, I just want to stay on top of the wheel and be somewhere near the front.
Well, hopefully we get to interview you again, maybe hopefully even next week in the victory position. But once again, you brought it home second. Is there anybody else out there that you'd like to thank before we cut you loose for the night?
No, man, not really. Just thank you for a wonderful broadcast, man. I'm going to go back and watch as soon as you're done.
That's fun. I'm glad to be back here with y'all. It's been a long time in the making, and luckily we're back on for next season as well.
Yeah, well, have a good weekend, Art.
You too, buddy.
Take it easy, Mike.
All right, that was our second place finisher, Michael Coe. Now we're going to bring in my pick and the race winner, the 4 of Justin Levine. All right, Justin, you were my pick for the race winner, and you did it. Tell me how it feels.
Oh, it feels so good to be back in victory lane, especially going into the next round of playoffs and having this momentum. Oh my God, I'm ecstatic.
Now we did see right there in the closing laps the 66 of Bobby Tinch, and Mike had brought it up to being a very valid point with y'all being tucked up so close for so long. It was only a matter of time before if or anybody blew up, and we did see the 66 blow up from too much tape and overheating. That was Mike's pick for the win, and I was like, I don't know, I'm kind of looking at the 4. It was kind of hard to gauge, really, but I had you picked from the start of the race, along with the 20 and a couple other guys, but as we saw the race go on and on and on, and how I've raced with you, I know your type of strategy here at the plate track, and you didn't prove me wrong, and I don't have any egg on my face, so you got the W. You also secured your spot in the Super 7. That's got to be a great feeling too. And next week, as we move on to the K&N cars, what's your strategy going to be now, knowing that you're locked in?
Well, probably the same thing. Honestly, I like to be up front. I like to control it. If I'm not really in the top 5, I just play conservative and I just chill in the back. But I'd rather be leading it or top 3. So that's the game plan really for next week.
No, tonight, you sealed the deal with a win. You've made yourself into the Super 7. Brought the W home. Is there anybody that you would like to thank?
I want to thank you and Mike. You guys do such an awesome job. I can't wait to go back and watch this. Dwayne and Jim Peterson for putting this on. They do a hell of a job with this league. It's one of my favorite leagues of all time. All my teammates with Excalibur, and I want to thank Matt for pushing to the win there. Oh, and also Zachary Hell for painting me this truck. He just finally sent me the file today. I was like, I'm not going to run it yet. Yeah, come on. It turned out to be good fun.
Well, there you go. New paint job, and you brought home the win. Once again, congratulations on it, and we will see you next week.
Thank you. Have a good night.
All right, Mike, any final words before we send this one off in the books and go shoot people in the face?
That had to be the cleanest race I've ever seen in the history of any plate track on iRacing. One caution, and it wasn't really the big one. I mean, I guess you could call it the big one, but you know, that was clean. That was great to watch. The skill that is in this league, I say it week in, week out. They're just amazing. They have great truck control, car control, any vehicle they're in. Those guys, they know what they're doing. They take care of their stuff, and it was just great to see. It was a great race.
I couldn't put it any better myself. I am slightly disappointed that we could not get Brett Bodine to a .40, but hell, that's what we got next week for it. We can always try then. But for everybody here at Cyber Racing Association, Homes Now, Not Later, Die Hard Live TV, thank you guys for tuning in. And don't forget, we will also be live tomorrow night with Die Hard Racing League's K&N Series as we go to Texas Motor Speedway. Broadcast will start at 7:20 p.m. Central Standard Time. For everybody out there, thank you for tuning in, and we will see you guys next week.